today was like quite the whipsaw for the most part for the start of the day. And then for the dollar was mainly bullish for the day, which gave that bearish tint on the QQQ for the majority of the day. And I'll show you how I traded it today. Today I had 3 losses and 1 win. I'll show you where I got hit out, where I entered the trade, where I exited, etc. All of that. So let's get into it. And a special thing about today is that we're documenting the trade on market close. So it's 3:57 right now. So we're gonna see the market continuing to move while I'm showing you what happened today, right? So don't mind the green lines. Let me actually clear them out right now. The green lines were where I was forming intraday levels of support and resistance, right? So my first trade was to the buy side. So there I entered at 9:32. Just want to confirm that was the first trade. Yeah. So 9:32 I entered to the buy side. That was with, let me see, possibly the QQ, the dollar heading down. So this was the dollar kind of breaking down at 9:30. I believed it would have broken down lower. However, it did not. It kind of found a bottom here, which would have probably been a good sign for me to say, hey, the dollar is finding a bottom. If the dollar is finding a bottom, that's generally bearish for the QQQ, right? Anyways, I held the trade and it went right up to my stop loss. So I'll show you where I entered and where I got stopped out on my first trade there. So let's see. So at 9:30 right here, this 9:30 candle. So I entered at 29343, 29343. So that's 4-4. Have to move it to get that accuracy. 29343. So this is where I entered on the QQQ to the buy side. And then I got stopped out at, what's this, 10:27 when it started going rash against me. Rash. I mean, looking back at this trade, I should have kept my stop loss a bit closer, but I felt like I had some bias towards the bullish side. I expected it to rally a bit more. So I kind of moved the stop loss a bit lower, which allowed me to take a little bit more loss than I should have. I should have been out more up here. I should have been out at 29243, to be honest. But I moved the stop loss a bit lower, thinking that the market was playing with my stop loss a bit. I turned out to be completely wrong, and the market just continued down until it just wiped out my stop loss. So at 10, on the 1025 candle, that's this one, the market hit me out at 29180. So you can see that big push down was just to wipe me out, you know, just me alone. 29180. Okay, so this is where I entered to the buy side, and this is where I close it out. Honestly, so looking at this trade, I probably could have taken profits right here, but taking profits right there would have mean that I didn't even hit where I would have just made a like a 1-to-1, right? So if you make a 1-to-1, it's like you're really risking 1 to make 1 when I'm trying to risk 1 to make probably 5. So I was aiming for a push to this level. Honestly, that's where I wanted it to move. If it started breaking above here, I probably would have taken profits here if it didn't move all the way up here, right? So that's, I mean, it's just working on the trading strategy at this point just to see where it would make sense, right? Because it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, for you to enter a trade here, exit at this point. I mean, you get to lock in the profits, yes, but you're basically just nibbling. You're nibbling, you're nibbling, you're nibbling. I'm not sure what good a strategy is that, but everybody plays the market differently, of course. So this was the first trade for $166 loss. I see where I could have taken profits right at this daily level, and you see the daily level was respected, like it was just tapped, maybe a little bit over, but just tapped there, and then it came right down. That's what I like to see. I like to see my levels getting played with and getting. They're showing that the levels were just not drawn up and they actually getting used by the market, right? You can see it on the dollar as well. And these lines have been drawn. Like, I've been using the same lines for weeks now. I don't change them just because of the day. These lines remain there and they come up regularly, right? So the second trade, where was this? To the buy side again, right? At 1028. So this is where I believe the market kind of found a bottom. Let me see. 1028. Okay, it found a bottom. I guess it found a bottom and then I just exited very quickly. So let me see. 1028. So this is the 1025 candle again. And I opened it at 29182. 29182. Closed it at 29180. So very close right there. Yeah, we have the slight of the mouse, 29180. Let's get it. 29180. So very close, very close. That's where I just got stopped off for like $5. And honestly, $5, it doesn't really matter, it's nothing. Anyways, so I entered to the sell side, my third trade. And this was the thing about this trade. This was the thing about this trade. This was where I knew I was right. Right? However, it just came right up to my stop loss and took me out. So you can see it here. This was where it took out my stop loss. Crazy. Crazy. That's right. Right above my stop loss. That's what. But let's see where it happened. So on the 1030 candle, 29180. So this is where I entered to the sell side, right? And then I had my stop loss still a little bit lower than one risk, and I was trying to make 5, which would have been I'm not sure if it's 5, but I would have tried to make around $300 on this trade, and then it kind of went against me to the point where it just hit me out. And I know that this is the exact candle because I was trading it today and I saw when that candle was made, and that candle perfectly hit me out, right? So you can see where I closed it. It closed at 29261. However, my stop loss was 29260, right? And that's right at the tip of the candle. That's some crap. Believe me, that's some crap. And this is the 1130 candle, I'm sure. This is where the candle opened, 30 seconds in, tapped me out, and ran right back down, huh? That was the highest point. If it had not tapped me out there, I would have had all of this move to the downside, right? I'd have been in profits as soon as we came back down here. But that's what happens. So that ended up for a loss of 102.75, right? So what else could I show you? So at 2:30 when I entered that trade, 10:30 when I entered that trade, what could we see on the dollar? We could see the dollar kind of being above this daily resistance line and kind of breaking above. And you could see the dollar form the bottom 2 times, 935 and around 1005. So the dollar is kind of proving that it's not going below this level. It's kind of showing some strength. The dollar showing some strength is weakness in the QQQ. So I could see that in the market. That's why I kind of flipped the bias to the sell side, just seeing that, okay, the dollar doesn't seem like it wants to go much lower than there. It's starting to break above. It broke above this level, starting to use this level as support. And as it starts to use this level as support, and it starts to rally above, that's when the QQQ starts to just break down slowly, as the dollar kind of grinded up, right? So at, what is this? You minus 5 from this, you get 1202. So at 1202, I entered again to the sell side as the dollar is bullish. So the QQQ is bearish, right? Sticking to the strategy. So I entered to the sell side at 1202. Let me see. With my stop loss, I had my stop loss at where did I think 29360. So I had my stop loss pretty high. Just with a risk of one. So I could have lost 125 on this trade max. And then we'll just see how that played out. I wanted to get the entire move to the downside. I didn't, because it didn't really move down that drastically, right? So this, let's get rid of these. So the fourth and final trade for the day was where I entered the dollar to the sell side again. 12 o'clock candle, 29224. So 29224. So I entered right there. And then I decided to close some at E minus 5 from this at 225. 220, that's a 225 candle, and at 29101. So I closed 100 shares at this point. So I entered to the sell side here, closed 100 shares at this point for a profit of 121, and that was within, let's say, what, 2 hours. 121, and I let 25 ride for a bit. I wasn't feeling that confidence that it was going to continue down drastically. It continued a little bit lower, which I could have made $125 more actually looking at this trade, because we're at 290. Yeah, could have made $125 more, which would have been better, but that's how it happens. I wanted to lock in some profits at this point after a day of just a lot of swinging and missing, and then I closed the 25 within 30 seconds. I was like, you know what, I'm not even risking this. So let's go back to that candle again and close it at 29109 on the 225 candle. 29109. So that's, yeah. So this is exactly where I close out the rest of the 25 shares for profit of $27 for a profit of 147. So all in all, we're negative on the day. If we were to calculate that, let's see, 166 minus 550 minus 104.25. Ooh, no, 147.25 minus 104.25 minus 5. Whoa, what's going on? 147.25, right? Minus 104.25. Okay, minus 5.5, right? Minus 166. So that leaves it at a negative of 128 for the day. Not bad. Not bad for the start of the week. Minimal drawdown. That's like one. So all it would take is for me to have a good 5-to-1 risk reward trade on the week, and that would just clear me out and put me into profits for this week. So it's not bad at all. Hopefully I can spot them a bit much better, and the market is more directional. But we have an interest rate decision on a few days from now. So that is something that is really going to affect the market, and we're going to see what happens. You can see how complicated my charts look when you kind of bring them to a daily level. However, when you go down to the 5-minute level, you can kind of close it up and see more nuance, because the market isn't moving like through all of these levels at one time. On a 5-minute chart, as you can see, it didn't even break two levels today. It tapped one level and almost came back down to the other level, right? All in all, it was a good day. I'm expecting this week to be a great week regardless, because as you can see, the charts are showing much more to me now. I can see them a little bit more clearly. Yes, we could have taken profits here. However, we could have also made a nice reversal trade to the downside, sold at this level, maybe take take profits there, let it come back, enter again, and let it grind below. So it's a lot to see. So even the dollar, you can see the dollar is playing with my levels here, coming close to the level, playing with the level, coming down, forming like a intraday support, playing with this level again, coming down, intraday support, coming, breaking through this level, breaking up. I love to see that. This is one of the reasons why you should probably even do something like this, just to see what exactly it's like, and you can see how the market is moving. Seeing how the market is moving can kind of give you more of a feeling, a gut feeling of like what it's going to do, right? All in all, it was a good day. I hope to see you tomorrow. I hope this video provides you some form of value and you like it. I'll see you tomorrow in the video, and February 1st is going to be the interest rate decision. So look out for that. Bye bye.